Imagine that. You sit down to start working, but before you know it, hours have passed, scrolling through social media. You tell yourself, I'll just take a quick look. But suddenly, time has disappeared. You make plans, but when it's time to take action, you avoid the work, and by the end of the day, regret sets in. Sound familiar? Why does this happen? It's not because you're lazy. The real reason? The task feels too big. When something seems overwhelming, your brain says, let's do something easier instead. But here's the good news. You can change this. Laziness is not who you are. It's just a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. Step 1. Make it small. Big tasks feel intimidating, so break them down into smaller steps. For example, instead of forcing yourself to work out for an hour every day, start with just one push-up. Sure, an hour at the gym gets faster results, but it also requires consistent motivation, which doesn't last. At first, excitement drives us, but when progress isn't as fast as we hoped, we quit. That's why small steps are powerful. They take little effort, they're easy to complete, and they create momentum. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't jump to the top. You take one step, then another. Step 2, start immediately. The hardest part is starting. Before we begin a task, we tell ourselves, I'll do something else first, but that just delays the work. Before studying, you might think, I'll check my phone for a second. But that seconds turns into hours, and suddenly you're out of time. Why does this happen? Because your mind resists difficult tasks. It tricks you into thinking, I need to warm up first. But the truth? You just need to start. The solution? Reduce the time commitment. Instead of saying, I'll work for an hour, commit to just 5 minutes. Once you start, you'll likely keep going. Also, write down when and where you'll do the task. A simple note like, I'll do this at 7 p.m. at my desk, can make all the difference. Clarity leads to action. Step 3, use fear to overcome laziness. This is one of my favorite techniques. Most people fear failure. They fear rejection. And over time, that fear weakens them. But what if I told you, fear isn't your enemy. It's your greatest weapon. Our ancestors had to hunt to survive. They risked their lives fighting predators. They knew that hunting was dangerous. But if they didn't hunt, their families would starve to death. Fear pushed them to act. You can do the same. Don't fear lifting heavy at the gym. Fear. What happens if you don't? You end up being weak. Your health declines. You will lose potential. Fear can paralyze you, or it can fuel you. Choose the latter. Laziness is not a condition. It is a decision. A decision to live as a spectator rather than a player. A decision to betray your potential rather than realize it. A decision to die unfulfilled rather than leave your mark on the world. So what will you choose?